Why modern people need to meditate every day. There's a truth most people never stop to realize. We're not only tired in our bodies, we're exhausted in our minds. We're tired of stress, of overthinking, of pretending to be fine in a world that never stops moving. Humanity now lives in an age where everything is fast: information, communication, goals, deadlines. Yet the human mind was never designed to operate at such speed indefinitely. Take a look at a typical day in the life of an American adult. They wake up to the sound of an alarm, immediately check their work emails or messages right from bed. Breakfast happens in a rush, often accompanied by the news, most of which is negative. During their commute, they listen to a self-development podcast, but their thoughts are already racing through the day's to-do list. At work, notifications, calls, and urgent tasks keep flooding in. By afternoon, their body aches, their head spins, but they still push a little more to finish. At night, they try to unwind with social media or Netflix, and the cycle repeats. Neuroscientists call this phenomenon cognitive overload, when the brain processes too much information at once without time to rest or recover. A Stanford University study found that the average brain now consumes 5 times more information per day than it did just 30 years ago. The result? The amygdala, the brain's stress center, stays overactivated, while the prefrontal cortex, responsible for focus and decision-making, weakens. This explains why we lose patience easily, find it hard to concentrate, and often feel mentally drained even when we haven't done any physical labor. The body reacts too. Prolonged stress raises cortisol, the stress hormone, disrupting sleep, causing headaches, neck and shoulder tension, and even affecting digestion and immunity. A tired body makes for a tired mind, and vice versa. A vicious cycle that keeps us surviving, not truly living. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Our brains evolved to respond to short-term danger, like escaping predators or storms, not to handle chronic psychological stress for years on end. When we live in constant pressure from work, finances, or relationships, the brain can't tell the difference between real and perceived threats. It still floods the system with stress hormones as if we were fighting for our lives. According to the American Psychological Association, APA, more than 76% of Americans experience physical symptoms of stress, fatigue, headaches, and sleep disturbances, while 68% report feeling mentally burned out at least once a week. These numbers reveal a silent crisis of the 21st century, a collapse of mental well-being. The issue is, many people treat the body but ignore the mind. They go to the gym, take vitamins, and drink energy coffee, yet inside they still feel anxious and empty. Modern science increasingly confirms that the mind and body are not separate. They're two sides of the same biological system. When the mind is stressed, the body reacts with inflammation and hormonal imbalance. When the body weakens, the mind becomes vulnerable to negativity and anxiety. That's why more scientists, doctors, and psychologists are recommending meditation as a bridge between the body and the mind. No longer a mystical or religious ritual, meditation today is viewed as a scientific tool, one that allows the brain to rest, recalibrate the nervous system, and restore focus. A Harvard Medical School study found that just 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation increased gray matter density in the hippocampus, related to memory and positive emotions, while reducing activity in the amygdala, the stress center. In other words, meditation helps the brain relearn calmness, something no pill can achieve. Beyond the brain, Meditation benefits the heart, immune system, and endocrine function. Research shows it can lower blood pressure, stabilize heart rate, reduce chronic inflammation, and enhance emotional regulation. These physiological changes not only make us healthier but also help us slow down, in the truest sense of the word living. What's remarkable about meditation is its simplicity. It doesn't demand belief, perfection, or complex techniques. It just asks you to stop for a few minutes, something the modern world rarely allows. In those moments of stillness, the brain resets, the body breathes, and the mind finds its natural rhythm again. Here lies the core truth. When the body is tired, the mind can't be clear. When the mind is weary, the body can't heal. They move together, like two sides of one coin. You can't take care of one and expect the other to thrive. By sitting still for a few minutes each day and simply listening to your breath, you're sending a message to your body. It's safe now, and the body responds with restoration. No medicine heals faster than returning to yourself. In this noisy world, meditation isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity, as essential as sleep or breathing. When your body rests, you gain the energy to live. When your mind rests, you gain the wisdom to live well. When people hear the word meditation, many still imagine it as a religious practice or a spiritual ritual rooted in the East. Yet over the past 2 decades, neuroscientists, psychologists, and medical researchers in the West have proven that meditation is not mystical at all. It's an extraordinarily practical biological tool. It can reshape the brain, regulate hormones, and restore the body's natural balance. Studies from Harvard, Yale, and the University of Wisconsin-Madison show that meditation can rewire the brain through a process called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and heal itself. The prefrontal cortex, which governs focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation, becomes thicker after consistent meditation. The amygdala, the brain's fear and stress center, becomes less active and even shrinks. The hippocampus, associated with memory and positive emotions, increases in gray matter density, helping meditators retain information better and sustain positive feelings longer. A well-known study by Sarah Lazar, a neuroscientist at Harvard Medical School, found that after just 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation, participants showed measurable structural changes in their brains. She concluded, meditation doesn't just make you feel better, it actually changes your brain in ways that make you happier and calmer. When you sit still and focus on your breath, the brain starts to quiet the default mode network, DMN, the system responsible for internal chatter, endless thinking, worrying about the future, or regretting the past. This is what silently exhausts modern humans. When the DMN calms down, the mind becomes alert, clear, and fully aware of the present moment. Modern medicine has begun using meditation as a therapeutic intervention for psychological disorders. The Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction (MBSR) program, developed by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts Medical School, is now practiced in more than 700 hospitals across the US and Europe. It helps patients reduce chronic stress, anxiety, depression, and pain, often without relying heavily on medication. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that participants who practiced mindfulness meditation for 30 minutes a day over 8 weeks experienced reductions in anxiety and depression equivalent to those achieved by antidepressants, but without side effects. This represents a new paradigm. Instead of fighting negative emotions, meditation teaches people to observe them. When the mind learns to observe without reacting, emotions dissolve naturally, like waves fading into still water. In that stillness, the body begins to heal on its own. Chronic stress weakens the immune system. Prolonged high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, reduce immune cell production, making the body more susceptible to inflammation, colds, and digestive disorders. Research shows that meditating just 15 to 20 minutes a day can lower cortisol levels by 25 to 30%. In a 2016 experiment at the University of Wisconsin, 48 participants meditated for 8 weeks and were then given a flu vaccine. The meditators developed 50% more antibodies than the control group. Science calls this field psychoneuroimmunology, the study of how the mind, nervous system, and immune system interact. When the mind is calm, the body naturally becomes healthier. The breath steadies, the heart rate stabilizes, and the immune system functions at its best. In other words, meditation heals not only the mind but also the body, in the truest biological sense. Today, many leading American companies, Google, Apple, Intel, Nike, and General Mills, have integrated meditation into their corporate culture. Google's Search Inside Yourself program, created by engineer Chad Ming Tan, teaches mindfulness to employees at work. Surveys show that after 8 weeks, 67% of participants felt less stressed, 54% reported better focus, and 60% experienced greater compassion and patience toward colleagues. At Apple, employees are encouraged to take 15 minutes of quiet time each day to meditate or practice deep breathing before meetings. Prominent leaders like Mark Benioff, Salesforce, Ray Dalio, Bridgewater Associates, and Arianna Huffington, Thrive Global, all consider meditation indispensable. As Ray Dalio once said, meditation is the single most important tool I've discovered. It makes me think more clearly in every business decision. These results are not based on sentiment. They're measured by fMRI and physiological data. Meditation has been shown to increase alpha brainwaves associated with relaxation, decrease beta waves linked to stress, and activate brain regions related to empathy and creativity. Where meditation was once viewed purely as a spiritual path, science is now catching up to its language. Terms like mindfulness, conscious breathing, and presence have entered mainstream curricula in medicine, psychology, and education. Meditation is no longer about sitting still and thinking nothing. It is a state of alert awareness, being fully present with what is. It's when you eat and know that you're eating, when you listen and truly hear, when you breathe and feel the air move through your lungs. Remarkably, the brain responds to meditation in ways similar to deep sleep, but with full wakefulness. It allows the brain to reset without needing to sleep, restoring mental energy faster and more deeply. This is why meditation is often called conscious rest, the kind of rest modern humans lack most. Perhaps the greatest power of meditation lies not in its ability to heal disease, but in how it teaches us to live differently, to live slowly, mindfully, and in harmony with ourselves. Because when you can sit still, no longer dragged around by thoughts of the past or worries of the future, you begin to see that everything you've been searching for, peace, happiness, freedom, has always been within you. That's what science is now validating with data, and what human beings are rediscovering through experience. When body and mind move in the same rhythm, healing is no longer a miracle. It is simply the natural state of balance. After understanding that meditation is not just a religious concept but a scientific therapy for the brain, body, and mind, After realizing that meditation is not merely a spiritual ritual but a scientifically proven therapy for your brain, body, and mind, you might wonder, so, where do I start? Can I meditate even if my mind never stops thinking? The answer is yes. Meditation doesn't require you to sit in silence for hours or force your mind to turn off. Meditation is the art of returning to the present moment through your breath, your sensations, and pure awareness. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin, and perfection will quietly reveal itself in each mindful moment you live. Letting go of the biggest misunderstanding. One of the most common misconceptions about meditation is that you must sit still and think of nothing. In truth, meditation is not about escaping your thoughts. It's about learning to see them without being swept away. Imagine your mind as the sky. Your thoughts, emotions, and memories are simply clouds drifting by. You don't need to chase them away. You only need to remember, the sky is always there, vast, calm, and unchanging. That's the essence of mindfulness, what neuroscientists call meta-awareness, the ability to be aware that you are aware. When you meditate, you train your brain to observe itself, and that is the foundation of mental health. You don't need hours, just 5 minutes. You don't need much time to start. Even 5 minutes a day can create real, measurable changes in your nervous system and emotional balance. Here's a short, science-based meditation practice recommended by top medical centers like Mayo Clinic and UCLA Mindful Awareness Research Center, perfect for beginners. Step 1. Choose your space and posture. Sit somewhere quiet, your bedroom corner, your office chair, or even your porch. Keep your back straight but relaxed, shoulders loose, hands resting gently on your thighs. Close your eyes or keep them softly open, gazing down. What matters most is not sitting correctly, but sitting comfortably and awake. Step 2. Notice your breath. Inhale gently through your nose, feeling the air move into your chest and belly. Exhale slowly, noticing your abdomen fall. Don't control the breath, just observe it, like listening to a gentle melody playing inside you. Each breath is an anchor, bringing your mind back to the present. Step 3. Watch the thoughts drift. Soon, your mind will start to talk. What do I need to do tomorrow? Am I doing this right? This feels strange. That's perfectly normal. When you notice you're thinking, don't fight it. Don't follow it. Just smile and come back to your breath. Every return to the breath is like a repetition at the mental gym, training the muscle of attention. One distraction, one return. That is meditation. Step 4. Scan your body, body scan. After a few minutes, shift your awareness through your body, your shoulders, neck, chest, back, legs. If you feel tension anywhere, simply notice it. No need to fix or change it, just acknowledge. This gentle awareness releases hidden tension and guides your nervous system into natural relaxation. Step 5. End with gratitude. Before opening your eyes, take one deep breath and whisper to yourself, "Thank you for being here and for being well." This small moment of gratitude imprints positivity into your brain and reconnects body and mind, a connection often lost in our busy lives. What science says. A study from Carnegie Mellon University found that beginners who meditated for just 10 minutes a day for 2 weeks experienced a significant drop in stress levels, a 40% increase in focus at work, and more stable heart rate and blood pressure. The takeaway: The power of meditation doesn't come from duration, but from consistency. Like exercise, you don't need to lift heavy weights. You just need to repeat the right movement every day. Your brain works the same way. Each time you return to your breath, you're carving a new neural pathway where calm, patience, and clarity become your default responses. Meditation beyond the cushion. Meditation isn't limited to the cushion or yoga mat. You can bring mindfulness into every moment. Morning coffee. Feel the aroma, the warmth, the taste. Walking. Notice each step touching the ground, each breath matching your pace. At work, before sending an email, pause for 3 seconds, inhale deeply. Review your words with awareness. In conversation, listen fully, not to reply, but to truly understand. This is meditation in action, living awake amidst the chaos of modern life. And when you practice like this, you don't just meditate for a few minutes, you begin to live meditatively. Your energy becomes grounded, calm, and quietly inspiring to others. The subtle yet profound changes. After just a few weeks, you might notice subtle but powerful shifts. Deeper, more natural sleep, a lighter body, fewer aches or fatigue, emotional balance. You let go of what doesn't matter. Sharper clarity and creativity at work. Scientists call this neural rewiring, the brain reorganizing itself toward peace. Just like learning a musical instrument, it feels awkward at first, but over time, your inner rhythm becomes harmonious. Meditation works the same way. The more you practice, the deeper the peace, the stronger the healing. The true purpose of meditation. Here's the beautiful paradox. The goal of meditation isn't to become better. It's to see yourself clearly, as you already are. You don't need to erase negativity or chase enlightenment. You just need to return to your breath, your body, your being. And in that single, conscious breath, healing begins. If you're reading this, perhaps you're searching for something. Less stress, more peace, or simply a way to feel alive again. You don't need to fly to India. You don't need to meditate for an hour a day. You just need 5 minutes each morning before you touch your phone. Sit down. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Feel yourself here, now. Don't wait for a miracle, because the miracle is already happening. The moment you become truly present, when the mind is at peace, the world is at peace. When you are present, life itself shows up to meet you. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share it with someone you care about, so we can all learn to live a little more mindfully together.